Okay, I want to just welcome QP 830 and supporters outside. Land acknowledgement. We acknowledge and appreciate that the land in which we gather is the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq First Nation, and we have occupied this territory since time immemorial. Okay. Any declarations call to order? Any declarations of conflict of interest? Deputy? Deputy Mayor Yankoff?
None for me. Thank you, Your Worship.
Councillor Duran?
None for me, thanks.
Okay. Approval of agenda. Moved by Councillor Ramsey, second by Councillor Mattard. Okay. All those in favor? Councillor Duran? Yea or nay?
In favor?
Okay. Deputy Mayor Yankoff?
In favor.
Okay. Okay, we need a motion on number 4. Councillor Twill?
I just want to ask a question.
Go ahead. Under the agenda?
Well, that's what I want to find out. This particular agenda, is there anything under new business where you can bring up an
There's
issue?
no new business
No?
in special meetings.
No?
Yeah, it's in the MGA, Municipal Government Act.
No new business. What if
Yeah.
it's an emergency situation?
What's that?
What if it's a very pressing issue?
Yeah, you'll have to wait.
Okay, so.
Okay.
no- There's no opportunity.
Yeah, no, we'll just. Now, I need a motion. Now, under 4, we do have the transit provider here, Mr. Mike Cassidy, and our team from the Department of Environment and Sustainability. And under number 4, it's a motion to move into a closed session as per section 119, subsection 1B and E of the Municipal Government Act of Prince Edward Island. 119B, information received in confidence, which, if disclosed, would likely be prejudicial to the municipality or parties involved. Section 119, subsection 1E, a matter still under consideration, on which the council has not publicly announced a decision, and about which discussion in public would likely prejudice a municipality's ability to carry out its negotiations. And the issue is public transit service agreement. Moved by Councillor Ramsey, second by Councillor Beck. All in favor? And Councillor Duran, yea or nay?
In favor?
Deputy Mayor?
In favor.
Okay. So we're going into a closed session. We have to ask you to
Just ensure that when we come back, that there's no business arising from the closed session.
Just go number 5? Yeah. CAO Brandt, item number 5, business arising from the closed session? None? Okay. Number 6, you have 2 resolutions for Parks Recreation, RFP, award for the engineering services for the Simmons Artificial Turf Field, and to accept the Montgomery Heights Park Concept Plan. So do you want to read the first one? RFP?
Parks and Recreation and Leisure Activities Resolution Number 1, moved by Councillor Kevin Ramsey and seconded by Councillor John McAleer. Let it be resolved that as per recent request for proposals for the engineering services for Simmons Artificial Turf Field, that the city accepts the bid amount of $116,500 plus applicable taxes from CBCL Limited, and that the mayor and the CEO hereby authorized to execute standard contracts and agreements to implement this resolution.
Any questions? Questions? Councillor Beck.
Yeah, Frank, I was just, I'll direct this to Frank, if that's okay. Councillor Ramsey, or you can answer it if you feel you can. So the scope of this is to find it here again. Detailed designs, construction drawings, cost estimates, tender documents, and other design administrative tasks. I just want to go back to a question that Councillor Tweel had before with regards to the change in the CFL field dimensions. And I think at the time there was, the answer given was that it would be decided at a later date. Has there been a decision made on that, whether it would be a as per the new CFL guideline or standards, I forget whatever the measurements are, or is it going to remain in the old CFL standards or measurements?
Okay, I'm going to allow Counselor Ramsey,
yeah.
do you want to?
Yes,
Go ahead.
thank you for that, Councillor Beck. The manager and I were discussing that again the other day at our Parks and Recreation. Frank, I think we're waiting for the proper answer from CFL or from Football Canada, are we not? Could you take that, please?
Mr. Frank?
Your worship,
Gwen.
through the chair, through to Councillor Beck. Yeah, so we're still waiting for that confirmation. So we'll be confirming with Football Canada, but also with if they're going to be adhering to the new CFL field size and what the locals are going to be doing as well. So that still needs to be confirmed, and I don't believe that has been finalized that I'm aware of yet. So that'll be part of us CBCL scope as well to finalize those designs.
Oh, okay.
Counselor Beck?
Yeah, no, so just based on whatever Football Canada and the CFL, whatever their recommended design guidelines, we'll follow those similar.
Yeah, so
design
it's good timing to get it done now. It's like, let's say if the fields are changing, we don't want to build at the old design if they're going to the new
Right.
design. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll be finalizing that before we move, and we still have some time to do that before we do the
Okay.
final design.
Okay, thank you.
But Frank, we definitely have to go with CFL requirements, right? If we're going in the future.
Your worship, so will that have to be confirmed? I would anticipate that it would be, university, your colleges, high schools, all the locals will have to agree that they're going to follow the new CFL rules. And I don't know if that's been confirmed yet or not. So that will be discussed, I'm assuming, at the Football Canada level and with all the locals inputting, all the local groups.
Okay? Question? Question's called. All those in favor? Counselor Drawn, yea or nay?
In favor?
Deputy Mayor?
In favor.
Thank you.
Parks and Recreation and Leisure Activities Resolution Number 2, moved by Councillor Kevin Ramsey and seconded by Councillor John McAleer. Let it be resolved that council accepts the attached Montgomery Park concept plan to be used as a guiding document for the development of this neighborhood park.
Questions called? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. That's my clear. Good. Counselor Drawn, yea or nay?
In favor?
What's that? Yeah.
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Yankoff?
In favor.
Thank you. Water and sewer resolution. RFP award value for money audit.
Your Worship, Water and Sewer Utility Resolution Number 1, moved by Councillor Bob Duran and seconded by Councillor John McAleer. Let it be resolved that council accepts the proposal submitted by Eagle Engineering and Consulting to complete a value for money audit of the communication project for the amount of $76,475 plus applicable taxes, and that the mayor and the CEO are hereby authorized to execute standard contracts and agreements to implement this resolution.
Councillor Twill.
With regards to the resolution, maybe someone can help me. So we're doing an audit, money value audit of the Water and Sewer Department, correct? That's what we're doing? That's what this resolution's about? No. No? What's it about?
Asking. Chair? Councillor Drawn, he's asking you a question.
What's the resolution about?
Yeah,
Well, did you read it there, Councillor
yes,
Twill?
yes, I did, but I'm trying to understand it. So what's the terms of reference behind the resolution?
Councillor Drawn?
Oh, what do you mean the terms of reference?
What's involved with the resolution? When we pass the resolution, what exactly does it involve? What's the criteria behind the resolution?
Maybe I'll refer to our manager and he can explain it to you.
Thank you, Councillor
Josh?
To Councillor Twill, there is a report attached within that, within the package, and it is for a value for money audit of the communications project. So that's part of the fiber optic project that was completed for the city or is being completed for the city. So this value for money audit is to review what has been done to date and to best put a price on what the value is currently, and that would give our committee and council a fair idea of what effort's been put forward to date and what that value is.
Councillor Twill?
Okay? So it's about the fiber optic. Okay, so
And it's unfortunate that the councillors keep on listening to it because they don't know the difference. But they're not told the truth.
this fiber optic has been worked on for 6 years, as I understand it. Okay, 6 years. I don't believe the project's complete. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe the project is complete. I don't believe the contract has been signed. And I don't know, in terms of what's been paid out by the city to the service provider. So now we're going to do an audit. From an effective and efficiency point of view, after 6 years, do we need to do an audit, or can we not do that work in-house? I mean, we have people in the finance department, we have directors, we've got all kinds of people that work for the city's corporation. Can they not measure the dollars and cents as to what work's been done thus far, the work in progress? We're going to now enlist in an outside audit. And I guess the question I have is, what do we expect to find? Or what do we anticipate to find from an outside perspective that we don't already know now? I'm not sure if this was discussed at the recent Water and Sewer Committee meeting. I did bring this up at our last council meeting, and I was assured that this was going to be brought back to the committee for further deliberations and further discussions. So before I vote on the resolution, excuse me, before I vote on the resolution, what do we expect, or what's the expectation behind the work that's supposed to be completed? And what do we expect to find that internally we don't already know?
If it's okay with the chair, I'll answer that question. So thank you, Councillor Twill. What we anticipate to find is there's a tremendous amount of value for the work that has been done. The third-party audit would be necessary to have an unbiased opinion between the two parties. That way we can come to a general consensus of the efforts put forward, the monies put forward, and what that equates to in value for the city. So we do anticipate to get a full review of what has been installed, progress to date, see if that matches what has been reported to us. And then to move forward, it would be if the city deems that as appropriate and in a good value, then they would use that moving forward with that contract. Yep.
Josh, I asked this question when we were at the standing committee meeting. The terms of references or the work is laid out in the tender, correct?
For the audit?
Yes, value for money audit.
Correct.
Okay. So do we have a copy of the tender? Can we bring up the tender to look at those?
I don't have a copy of it on me, but it would be available on the city's website. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can provide that to you, just not at this moment.
right, right. Councillor Twill.
So in terms of the actual, you're talking about the tender when this project was first tendered out? Is that what you're referring to?
Nope, this tender is for the value for money audit tender.
Oh.
We had one last year and it was deferred, remember that? It was an 8-2 vote.
I can't remember. So
Yeah.
I'll just reiterate what I said earlier. And I know you're saying from an unbiased perspective, that's why you want to go outside. But I don't know if our CAO or yourself or one of our directors, look, our staff's going to be involved with the consulting work, one way or another. There's going to be discussions back and forth. Can that work not be completed in-house? I guess that's my question, and maybe someone at the senior level can tell me. Because I guess I'm surprised that this is coming forward. Now, I don't know what discussions took place at Water and Sewer with respect to the questions I brought up at the last meeting, and the chair did say, we've been asking the same questions. So I just need clarity on that. Thank you.
If it's okay with the chair, I'll answer that question.
You're doing great, Josh. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So it would be a capacity and knowledge is what it comes down to put a fair value to the work that's been done and the effort's been put forward. You would need someone extremely knowledgeable in this sector. The staff we have here are very knowledgeable in their particular departments, but it does add a significant amount of work to go out and ground truth what has been installed. There are particular components there that would take very telecommunication specific knowledge to verify what is in the ground, and then to actually put a price on that. It does take a specialized knowledge, the same way as if we do a land valuation, we do go out to a third party and they have very specific knowledge for that. And that's what we're seeking for here, is that specific knowledge so we can put a very fair price on what has been done and the efforts put forward.
Councillor McCabe.
And I'm just between halfway there, dancing on a prayer and trying to follow everything. Capacity and knowledge, when you talk about that, Josh, this contract was like, it's really old. It's a long outstanding contract. And when we have these contracts, like when they don't complete their work or they don't fulfill their part of, like, why are we even worried about, like, why isn't it just done? And like, what are we trying to do here? Because he is about 4 years late in completing what the contractual agreement was for this particular project. But now we're going to spend another $75,000 to find out how much work he did or didn't do, when it should just, like, was there not any kind of term in the contract to say, if you don't obligate your contract, you're done?
Nope, there's no deadlines.
Like with
Can
any
you
other
answer that?
project?
So if I can answer that for the chair, I would have to go through the contract specifically to answer that question. And there are deadlines on each contract, but it depends on mitigating circumstances. I know this was during the period of COVID, so that did throw a curveball into things. We are well beyond that now, so I do completely understand the councillors' positions that this has gone on for quite some time. And I am, as well as everybody here, I imagine, are looking for the end line. So we're very, very hopeful we can reach that.
Go ahead.
Thank you for that. I guess for me, I think it's probably important to have that information, so I'm going to put a deferral on the floor on this. I'm not willing to vote on this tonight until I know what is the contractual, where are we with the contract? Like, that's important information that we should be made aware of.
My understanding is that there's an IRU that the provider wants us to sign, which is an indefeasible right of use. So that means the operator, the provider, will control how it's expended or how it's used in the community. So if we're going to sign that, we better make sure that we have, we know what's in the contract, what was supposed to be done. That's the purpose of the value for money audit.
Don't believe anything they're telling you.
You want to defer it again?
I just think that this still isn't complete. Like when I don't sit on water and sewer, so I'm not really familiar with what I'm actually supporting in this case. I appreciate that this is what the staff is saying, but I know I sat in water and sewer 4 years ago, and this was still an issue there, and I'm just trying to put it all together, maybe be updated with the right information.
So,
Councilor Beck?
can I,
Councilor Duran, chime in.
yeah, I just, we've asked this for months and months and months, and how do we get to the end line here? This was an option to see if, it's like our manager said, it's very technical now. We can't get to the finish line. There's been so many, we couldn't get a hold of the person. We couldn't get back our lawyers. It's just been a delay after a delay after a delay. And the committee, we discussed this was a value for money audit to make sure, and before we go any further, that we're here now, we have to look at this to see if this in fact is what we're going to be getting. There was many pictures taken, we kept it, there was many excuses of why it's not finished, I need a little more time. This went on for a year or 2 years, we're way past the deadline. And now it gets to a point where, we're looking at this, is this what we're paying for? Is this what we're going to be involved in? There just doesn't seem to be a finish line here. So this would be a way of getting an engineering and consulting firm to look at this, to confirm the details, the facts, and come back to us before we move forward. I don't know how we're going to get to the finish line without this. And I'd hate to get to the finish line and say, okay, let's sign this right now, and we don't know exactly what we have. We've given, I don't know how many leeways to the contractor to, he's been good at some things to come forward, but this is a very detailed investigation into exactly what we think we're going to get. And this would confirm that for us. And I mean, we went last year, we came back with something and we deferred it at that time because, I felt that we were going to get to the end. I've talked to the contractor, he came in, and we were close, but it just doesn't seem to be getting there. So what do? Do we defer it for more information? And we're going to be back here to confirm, like our manager said, this is very detailed. It's hard to get all this information summed up. So this firm could come in, they could tell us what is in the ground, all the connections, and where we're going for the future. So it's been 6 years. I've been on water and sewer for 6 years. We've given it so much leeway in the hope that we were going to get a good deal. But it just doesn't seem to be near the finish line right now. So now, we have to do something. And this would confirm that. So I would ask not to defer it again because it just keeps dragging on and dragging on. We've had lawyers involved, and there was issues here and there, and it just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. So this is why we came up with this. I hope that's gives you clarification on it.
I know you have been pushing this. That's not my point, and I'm sorry if that's what I was interpreting. So you're saying that this is the only way that we can solidify before we go into the contract. This is the only option we have, is to spend $76,000 to confirm where our piping is and where things are.
Well, to me it is because we're not given the information. We can go back to the contract. Was there any penalties? It's been long 6 years. So this is a value for money audit to confirm everything. We haven't gotten all the pictures. We haven't received everything. It just seems to be, it's just delayed after delayed. So this is one thing that we feel that can get us to the finish line and get it that we honestly think this is a good deal. You know, I know our director, Richard, you know, he was a manager when it started, and then Josh is coming in, and we're trying to get it there. It's just, you know, this seems to be a good thing for us. And I know it's a lot of money, but, you know, I'm hoping that this is going to alleviate all concerns and say, okay, this is an awesome deal, or you know what, we should be looking for something else. You know, so, you know, what do you do for peace of mind to confirm this? You know, I think this is a good thing for us.
Councillor Beck. Just speak right in that mic.
Yeah, just quickly, I have no historical context in this because it started 3 years prior to my time on council. But the one thing I have heard repeatedly since my time on council is frustration with this particular file. And frustration centers around what we're very much talking about here tonight. We've no idea where we are. We've no idea where we're going. I've heard continual requests for status updates, and it just seems to be a vicious cycle that keeps on going. You know, I think sometimes there's, if we're looking at this, Josh has articulated here tonight the need for a bit of technical, legal, I guess more on the technical side of things, the knowledge in terms of helping us to provide a path forward. So I wouldn't be supporting a deferral, but I would support that this go ahead and that we get on with this and see if we can come up with some sort of resolution on it. Thank you.
Councillor Matard? Councillor Mackler, I think you've been waiting.
Sorry,
Can he-
I think he was.
can he go?
That's fine. I guess I would echo the same comments. You know, to Councillor McCabe, you know, a little bit of this, you know, there's been many aspects of this project over the last number of years, and a lot of it, you know, some areas haven't been operating in good faith, and there's been a lot of communication and miscommunication, and probably a lot of things from a project perspective that you would not chalk up as done very well here. So I think this is an opportunity to kind of bring in that third party to assess where we are from what we've invested at this point in time to determine, you know, what's outstanding, what's remaining, or what's, you know, what is there from the value of what we invested in. And I'm prepared to support that. And we've had, you know, lengthy conversations of this at the council, at the committee meeting. And I feel it's kind of that last attempt to wrap this up. And that's kind of where I think this is being driven from. Because at this point, we have no, like, we don't seem to be able to land this plane, and we need to figure out a way to do that. So just some context to some of the conversations we've had at the committee level.
Councillor McAleer.
Yeah, no, thank you, Mayor Brown. And I guess just kind of probably repeat a lot of what the points have been made. Councillor Beck, Councillor Matard. I sit on the Water and Sewer Committee. I certainly support the chair, Councillor Drong, on this in terms of, you know, trying to advance, you know, advance this. From what I understand and having some conversations, is that this sort of fiber project has a lot of great possibilities. I understand there's the fibers in the ground, the pipes in the ground. But before we sign a 25-year potential agreement for an IOU with the party that's involved, I have no interest personally in going down that road until I have some kind of information. And this, I think, is a vehicle or a process to advance this to the next stage and find out where we're going forward with this project. I think it's great potential. We just got to figure out what the future looks like going forward with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions called?
Is this on the deferral? Well, it was seconded.
Have you withdrawn? I will withdraw. Okay. No, there's no deferral on the floor. Yeah, yeah. Councillor Twill.
With regards to, I appreciate what you're saying, Councillor McAleer, about, you know, having an outside audit tell us, you know, what we should be looking at and giving us some kind of an assessment. But isn't that what our lawyer's doing as well? I mean, the lawyer's drawn up the contract for the city solicitor that's been working on this file for the last 5 to 6 years. So we're already paying a professional outside the city, our city solicitors, would he not be positioned as to telling us what the strengths and weaknesses are of the contract and what should be in the contract and what shouldn't be in the contract? Isn't that what we have the solicitors for?
Counselor Drawn?
It was all your decision.
Yes, I appreciate that. I mean, our lawyer is involved quite well, but this is a technical aspect of it. This company would verify what is exactly in there. I mean, you wouldn't want to, sign the contract, finish it up, and not have the knowledge of exactly what's in there. And if everything's tied in, if all the boxes are hooked in, if all the buildings are working, and the potential to increase, fiber optic, to do the good things that we hope it will do. Someone has to confirm this. We can't just, take it from one person. So I think that's the aspect of it all here. That's going to help us do that as well. So, I commend our manager for working with us and getting this type of value for money audit out. So I think this is a good thing. I think this is going to confirm all of our suspicions, all of our worries, and put it at rest after this is done. I'm hoping for that. And then at that point, we'll be able to either sign a contract or do what we have to do. But it has to come to an end. This has been dragging on so long. And so, every month you ask the same question and I try to get back to you and we don't get the answers. So this is a way that, we'll have the answers. And this will be a way of saying, okay, do we move forward as a council? Do we agree or not? But it's just, Councillor Tweel, this has been so frustrating for us to get to the finish line that, it doesn't seem to want to end. So this is going to be part of it. That'll confirm all our suspicions and wants and hopes, and then we'll move forward from there. That's all I can say. There's nothing else we can do at this point.
Questions called? Right? Did you call it, Councillor Ramsey? All in favor? Councillor Drawn?
In favor. Thank you.
Deputy?
In favor.
Thank you. Okay. So our next item, as soon as I find my agenda. Okay.
You can talk to us, we're not scary people.
Okay. Do you want to go with the procurement? Is that where we're at? Or what's the next one?
Yeah, it's,
You gotta go. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Gotta go.
it's procurement. Yeah. Policy.
Did I tell you tonight you gotta go? You gotta go.
Okay.
Your Worship, Finance, Audit, and Tendering Administration Resolution Number 1, moved by Councillor John McAleer and seconded by Councillor Kevin Ramsey. Let it be resolved that council hereby repeals the existing City of Charlottetown procurement policy number P-FIN-1 and adopts the attached procurement policy number P-FIN-10 to take effect on October 14th, 2025.
So I'm just yeah. Just make that. So for the discussion as presiding officer, it's not 3. We don't have to stop at 3 times. We can go as long as we want to, because I think some of you have gone over it, and this is an opportunity to put everything on the floor in a public meeting. Go, you want to read it again?
Your Worship, yeah, just to clarify the resolution, the council hereby repeals the existing City of Charlottetown procurement policy and adopts the attached procurement policy to take effect October 28th, 2025.
Okay. Councillor Beck, just speak right in the mic there and loudly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. I think just on this particular bylaw, I don't have a particular issue or anything like that, but The one thing when I made my comment originally before, that I think discussions on bylaw updates are best served at committee of the whole meetings, I still believe that. I think when we're doing these meetings or these decisions as part of other business being conducted at council meetings, I think it changes the nature of the discussion. And it's one thing to say we can open up, give leeway to our 3 times. But if we're talking about it, and especially in this one here, but maybe not just with this particular bylaw, which has been, talked about for a while, has been requested for a while. But if we're looking to make bylaw changes or bylaw updates, I think they're best served, I still believe that they're best served at special committee of the whole meetings. And I would hope that would be, I'm not going to delay this one here on this particular vote, but for future purposes, I would like that to be part of our ongoing update and our practices. Because I think if we have that time where we're only focused on that matter, I mean, there could be some other matters that we could have multiple items on that committee of the whole meeting. But we're not dealing with other business as well, too. And I think it just changes the nature of the discussion. I think it changes the dynamics of what we're trying to accomplish. And it allows for a more beneficial discussion. And I think that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve. And since we updated our procedural bylaw to allow for committee of the whole meetings recently, I think we should be using that tool, because that's one of the primary tools that we brought it in for. So I would make that request, that be considered for future going forward. I'm not going to belabor it here tonight, but I do think that, and I would be interested, maybe I'm flying solo in this, maybe no one has any interest in that as well either, I don't know. But, I think that because we have to adhere to these bylaws, we have to adhere to these policies. And so we better know what we're signing up for, and we better have a good understanding and a thorough understanding of what it is that we're actually agreeing to. And I think that's best done when we're all singularly focused on that discussion and not trying to include it amongst a bunch of other resolutions and presentations like we had here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Beck. Okay, so Councillor Beck, it is to repeal and replace the procurement policy, and then D is to establish the procurement bylaw, the first reading. So you've combined both, right? In terms of going back to the committee of the whole.
Yeah, so the discussion, like we're going to be approving first reading here tonight.
We're doing the policy first.
Yeah, but
That's just-
the ultimate goal is to get the first reading of we have to do A to get to B. And so whether we did that, we're still missing the step of having that committee of the whole discussion, which is what I would like us to start adopting. And I'd like us to be able to have that opportunity to do it, which we're not doing here tonight, because we've had Mike Cassidy coming in here speaking to us for an hour. We've got all kinds of things going on that are serving as a distraction here in terms of this evening. We've got multiple items that we're trying to get through here on the agenda as well, too. So it's just setting the meeting up to have good, solid discussion on our bylaws when they come up for review, when they come up for update, prior to going in. The first reading can be a matter of seconds after we have the committee of the whole discussions, because we will have essentially agreed or not agreed to what we're going to do with the bylaws. So anyway, that's what I wanted to clarify, reiterate again. They are kind of
Thank you, sir.
That's what I would like to
Councillor
see.
Julie McCabe.
I totally agree with what Councillor Beck's saying, and I hope we can put this into our practice. I just think it really allows people the opportunity to get clarity and really focus. But I want to say thank you for the work to the Finance Department on both the policy and the bylaw. I was able to find everything that I was looking for when I just had a little bit more time to actually go through it. I was glad to see some attention given to our local businesses in there, and that was my big point that I might have missed the first time when we were being rushed through. So I'm happy, ready to move with that, but I certainly think that CAO and Mayor, that we need to actually start using some better practices when we're moving new things.
Make it right, end the strike.
Okay.
Make it right, end the strike. Make it right, end the strike.
Okay.
Make it right, end the
I think we have to vote on the policy first.
strike.
Councillor McAleer, just speak right into the mic, please.
No, just a comment, and Councillor Beck and Councillor McCabe's remarks is certainly appreciate and understand. But going forward, perhaps that dynamic can play out. But I'd like to just thank the resolution we have here before us on the policy and the first reading of the bylaw. You know, the staff, Lane and his team. I know he came kind of late to this and inherited it, and with the work with the CAO and the finance team, and I believe there's probably other staff there that I'm missing. Cindy, I think I understand there's a big part of getting us to what we have in front of us here this evening. So I'm hopeful that if there is questions or debate on it, let's have it. But otherwise, looking forward to hopefully the adoption of both these, and it'll put the finance piece in good order. We've had some staffing challenges, and hopefully going forward, it will be great documents to work from for tendering and fiscal management. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McAleer. Question called? Questions called? Okay. All in favor? Councillor Drawn.
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Yankoff.
In favor.
Thank you. Okay, sir, do you want to read the...
City of Charlottetown Procurement Bylaw 2025 Procure-01 to establish the City of Charlottetown Procurement Bylaw, which will fulfill obligations pursuant to the provisions of the Municipal Government Act, and to inform council, staff, suppliers, and the public how the city will purchase or procure goods, services, and contracts of construction. First reading, let it be resolved that the City of Charlottetown Procurement Bylaw be read a first time. Moved by Councillor John McAleer and seconded by Councillor Kevin Ramsey.
Okay. It's first reading. So, they didn't even know my face is red. Okay. I think it's that camera. It's giving me a bad image. Any? Councillor Drawn?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Deputy Mayor?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Good. Shall it pass? Councillor Drawn? Yay, nay?
Yay.
Deputy Mayor?
Yep, in favor, pass.
Thank you. Okay. Want to read it again?
Let it be resolved that the bylaw now be approved as a city bylaw, and that it be entitled the City of Charlottetown Procurement Bylaw, and that it be read a second time at the next public meeting of council. Moved by Councillor John McAleer and seconded by Councillor Kevin Ramsey.
Shall I carry? Okay. Councillor Drawn, yay or nay?
Yay.
Deputy Mayor?
Pass.
Thank you. Okay. So we have a second reading to amend the tourism accommodation levy TAL bylaw. Are you?
As long as you keep getting scabs to do our work, we're gonna be here. And you know that, Richard, don't be hiding.
He is? Okay. So just make it noted, Councillor Twill is in conflict. Councillor Twill, can you state the reason? Is it? Okay. They have rentals.
Justin, can you,
If your mouth is moving, you're lying.
yeah.
You're telling the citizens lies and fibs.
I'll get you to sign it after.
Yep. 3 to 4.
Yeah.
If your mouth is moving, you know you're lying.
You good, your worship?
Look,
He declared a
when in
conflict.
doubt,
Yeah.
don't vote.
Yeah.
That's,
Your worship,
Yes,
City of
sir.
Charlottetown Tourism Accommodation Levy Bylaw, amended bylaw 2019-TAL-1C. To amend the City of Charlottetown Tourism Accommodation Bylaw to ensure alignment with the Municipal Government Act, add authority and application sections, incorporate a levy increase from 3% to 4%, along with housekeeping amendments to improve clarity and ensure consistency throughout the bylaw. Therefore, let it be resolved that the City of Charlottetown Tourism Accommodation Levy Bylaw, which was read the first time on October 14th, 2025, be read a second time, and that said bylaw now be approved and adopted. Moved by Councillor Justin Matart and seconded by Councillor Kevin Ramsey.
Gary. Good? Councillor Beck, good?
Don't you know? You gotta go.
Councillor Drawn?
Yes, in favor.
You gotta go.
And Deputy Mayor Yankoff.
In favor.
So just to note,
Looking so rich next.
Councillor Twill has declared conflict of interest,
We'll call
so
you
I'm just
down.
noting that too.
We'll tell you the truth.
Okay? Okay. Councillor McCabe, there's a motion to adjourn.
You got no problem, don't
Councillor Ramsey,
4%.
all in favor?
In favor.
Thank you very much.